This question asks us to write the following as an algebraic expression and then simplify our answer. We are told that the perimeter of the rectangle with side length x plus 13 and with side length x. We are asked to write that as an algebraic expression with the reminder here that I've given you that perimeter means that we're looking for the sum, which means add up all of the sides. So with that in mind, let's go through and find the perimeter. The perimeter means we're going to add up this side length, which is x, and this side length, which is x. So we're adding up two of those, so we're saying 2x plus, we'll now add this side length, which is x plus 13, as well as this side length, which is x plus 13. So 2 times x plus 13. We are not solving an equation. We are simplifying what we said is an expression. An expression cannot be solved. It can only be simplified. So we will simplify this expression by first distributing. So we have 2x plus 26. And then we look to see what our like terms are. 2x plus 2x gives us 4x. So we'll simplify that, and we'll say 4x plus 26. 4x plus 26 is going to give us that perimeter of the rectangle that's shown. So this would be our answer. In this problem, we're looking at a piece of land is to be fenced and subdivided as shown in the picture below, so that each rectangle has the same dimensions. We're asked to express the total amount of fencing needed as an algebraic expression. Again, there's that word expression. So expression means we cannot solve it like an equation. Expression means we will express this simplification of this value. So we'll take each of the sides, we'll add them up, and we will simplify them, but we cannot solve for anything. So it says that we're looking for the total amount of fencing. So we're looking for a total. Total in math means to add. So we're looking for the total fencing. If we look at this fence as shown in the picture, we have x is the length of this fence. So they're divided evenly with the same dimensions. So that means this length of the fence is also x. So I'll go ahead and write that in. That length of the fence is also x. And then it also means that this length of the fence is x. And it means that this length of the fence is x. In the same way, we'll look at the rest of the fence. So if this length of the fence is 2x plus 1, then this length of the fence is also 2x plus 1. So I'll label that. And again, since it's divided equally, then this length of the fence is also 2x plus 1. We are asked to find the total amount of fencing. So we said earlier to find the total means that we're going to add up all of the fencing. So we'll add up this x plus this x plus this x plus this x. So there are 4 of them. So we'll say 4x, then plus, and if we look down below, we have 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. So there are 3 of them. So 3 times 2x plus 1. We are not solving an equation, we're simplifying an expression. So to simplify, we will distribute that 3. So we have 4x plus 6x plus 3. We will combine like terms. 4x plus 6, those are like terms, so we combine those to get 10x plus 3. So that gives us the sum of all of the sides of our fencing. That's our total amount of fencing. In this problem, we are asked to write the perimeter of the floor plan shown as an algebraic expression in x. So again, perimeter means that we're adding all of the sides. We're going all the way around the shape and we're adding up all the sides. So in this problem, if we want to add up all the sides, we need to know what all the sides are equivalent to. So we're missing two of our sides. One side that we're missing is right here. We're missing this piece. Another piece that we're missing is right here. We're missing that piece. So we want to find these two pieces. In order to do that, we're going to think of this picture as a rectangle. So I'm going to kind of dot off a rectangle there. So if we were to measure from here all the way to here, that distance would be 11, since it's the same as the other side of the rectangle. So over here, that length is 11. So right here, the length will also be 11. But we don't want to know the full length. We want to take off this piece and only consider this piece. Well, if we look within this picture, we will see that this value is 1, which is the same length as the piece that we want to cut off. So to figure out what this red value is, we would say the full length, which is 11, minus the piece that we want to cut off, which is 1. So we end up with that red length being 10. Now if we look at the blue length, we'll do the same thing with that blue length that we did with the red. So we see that the full length of this rectangle is x minus 4. So this full length here is x minus 4. We want to cut off this piece right here. Well, if we look above, that piece is x minus 11. So we'll take the full length, which we said is x minus 4. We will cut off, which in math terms means subtract, the piece that we don't want, which is x minus 11. Now we have to put it in parentheses because we're subtracting what's called a binomial, and our negative will have to distribute. So we subtract the piece we don't want, so that blue piece becomes x minus 4 minus x plus 11. Combine like terms, when we combine x minus x, those subtract out, so we're left with 7. So that will be this length right here, the blue length. Now what they wanted to know was the perimeter of the floor plan. And we said that perimeter means to add up all the sides. So that's what we'll do. We'll take every side, 11 plus x minus 11 plus 1 plus 7 plus 10 plus x minus 4. So that's what we'll do here. 11 plus x minus 11 plus 1 plus 7 plus 10 plus x minus 4. Okay, now we'll go back and we'll sum up all the like terms. So if you look at 11 minus 11, those subtract out. So we'll let those subtract out. Then we'll go ahead and look at our x's. We have x plus x. That gives us 2x. And then we have one plus 7 plus 10 minus 4. So 1 plus 7 plus 10 minus 4 gives me 14. This problem says that the sum of 3 consecutive integers is 114. We're asked to find the integers. So in this case, we are now asked to solve. Is means we have an equal sign. We're asked to find the integers. So we're solving an equation after we set it up. So to set up this problem, we have to consider what does it mean to be consecutive integers. Consecutive integers means that we are looking at one integer after another, back to back. For instance, if my first consecutive integer was 3, my next consecutive integer would be 4, and then 5, and then 6. So to get from 3 to 4, we have to add 1. From get to 4 to 5, we have to add 1. To get from 5 to 6, we have to add 1. So what we're finding in this pattern is if we add 1, it takes us to the next consecutive integer. That means that if x was our first consecutive integer, to get to the next one, we have to add 1. And since we want to know the sum of 3 consecutive integers, we now have to go to the next one, so we have to add 1 more. That gives us x plus 2. And this is our key that we'll use to set up our equation. So it tells us that we're looking for the sum, which means add these 3 consecutive integers. So we'll take these 3 consecutive integers and we'll add them up. The sum is, that means equals, 114. Now, what we'll do is we'll simplify the left-hand side, and then we will begin to solve. So we have x plus x plus x is 3x. 1 plus 2 is 3. We will subtract 3 from each side. So 3x equals 111. We'll divide both sides by 3, so x is equal to 37. Now, if you look back at your key above, we found that the first consecutive integer is 37. The next consecutive integer is 37 plus 1, so it's 38. And the next one is 37 plus 2. So it's 39. So those are our 3 consecutive integers. This problem says that one number is 3 times a first number. A third number is 100 more than the first number. If the sum of the 3 numbers is 540, find the numbers. So we want to pick out some important information. It says one number is 3 times the first number. A third number is 100 more than the first number. So if we could figure out the first number, we could figure out the other 2 numbers. So that's what we'll look for first. In our key, we'll say x equals the first number. To find the next number, we look back at the problem. It says one number is 3 times, so we multiply times 3, the first number. So if our first number was x, 3x is going to be what they call one number, which is really our second number. Okay, then we'll look at a third number is 100 more than the first. 100 more means add 100 to the first number. So x plus 100 equals the third number. Now we look at the problem and we see that it says to find the sum, which in math means add, and their sum is, which in math means equals, 540. So we'll take these 3 numbers, we're told to add them all up, and set them equal to 540. So that gives us 5x plus 100 equals 540. Then we'll subtract that 100 over. So we get 5x is equal to 440. Divide both sides by 5. And we find that x is equal to 88. Now that was the first number. The first number is 88. So one number, which we'll say is the second number, is 3 times 88. So we would multiply 3 times 88 and get 264. And then the last number is 88 plus 100. X plus 100 gives me 88 plus 100, so 188. So those are our three numbers that we were asked to find.